3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Mystery reading number 1175. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. If you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support and helping me reach 300 subscribers at this time, as well as your presence during this reading. So, for somebody, it seems like there's a significant recreational activity or hobby, maybe, that is significant here that may alter your state of mind, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe we'll find out in this reading, or maybe you already know. Or it's something you should explore to find out. I do like to think about how, historically speaking, people used psychedelics to feel more connected to the universe, their faith, the gods and goddesses that they believed in. I believe that they used them to feel connected to a higher power. But, just like anything else, moderation is key. It does feel like there could be something significant here about some sort of substance, but I'm not here to tell you whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just telling you what's coming to mind. I kind of want to share an opinion that I have, but I don't know if it would be against YouTube's community guidelines or whatever, so I'll just keep it to myself and just encourage you to really reflect on how this activity, whatever it is, makes you feel. Is it helping or is it hurting? Ultimately, does it make you feel good and enlightened, I guess, or bad and just distracted? Like, what does it really offer for you, and is it reinforcing something positive or negative for you? I did see the number 321, which is a sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason. So somebody could definitely be falling upon this reading and these messages so far for a reason. Getting into interpreting 1175, there are 2 ones in this number, and this number is about grounding yourself in trust and faith. This could be about having trust and faith in yourself, the universe, a certain relationship, a certain situation. Your intuition, your instincts, are guiding you somewhere, pulling you somewhere. And I really encourage you to pay attention to that, especially if it requires you to use your strength. And I do believe that having faith is a form of strength, helps us keep going and to see the push, the fight, whatever it is, worth it. Number 7 is about expanding your awareness and your consciousness and becoming more spiritually connected and in tune due to the wisdom that you have gained from becoming more aware and awake and conscious. Maybe there's something in particular for you to learn or to wake up to kind of like getting this feeling of like an antenna, like picking up on some sort of signal or frequency or vibration, radio waves. I mean, really, what is your intuition picking up on? Are there certain patterns, certain feelings that you're having or noticing? Whatever it is, definitely has something to do with your consciousness and waking up, learning something. And what you could be learning could be more practical, like how to have a healthy relationship, or more spiritual, like why is the sky blue? You know? The number 5 is about change and transformation. So maybe there is something significant here about a change that happened in the past, a change that's happening right now, or a change that will happen in the future. And this change could be about you changing as a person and growing, which kind of makes sense with the number 7, or some situation changing outside of you, or it could be both. Just saw 654 on the timer, which is another sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. Do you feel called to use your voice in some way, but you're struggling for some reason? And it doesn't have to be talking to another person or even anybody at all. This could be about using your voice to communicate with the universe or with yourself through art or meditation. How do you feel called to express yourself right now? For me personally, maybe you notice, maybe you haven't, I do like to express myself through video editing, because I noticed that it's something that I'm good at, and it's just my medium. You know, what's yours? I just felt distracted by this. What's it say? Libra and air. This is the Justice card. You can read that if you want at the bottom. But I felt distracted because I could see the indent of writing that I did at the bottom of the card that says Libra and air. And there's something here about balance or justice, fairness, the law. Adding up these numbers, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 9, no, 2 plus 7 is 9, and 9 plus 5 is 14, 1 plus 5 is 4, 5, 1 plus 4 is 5, my goodness. Hold on 1 second, let me just think for a second, make sure I have this right. Yeah. The number 5 really seems to be reinforcing some sort of change or transformation happening within you, or that has happened within you, or outside of you. Overall, this number has encouraged you to have more trust, have more faith, open your mind up to some information, some wisdom, something to learn here. Could be something spiritual, or it could be something practical, but it does feel like it is connected to change, and it could definitely be both practical and spiritual. It can definitely be layered, whatever it is that you are learning. So there are many cards on the table in front of you. These are the Secrets of Tarot cards. These are a box of cards that I just made and wrote on with things that I just felt called to write on. And that's the same here with these index cards. I am going to start with drawing out just one of these tarot cards to really, take a deeper look into what messages are here for you in this reading, in this video that you have come across or felt called to for some reason. I do think it's possible that whenever we watch these readings on the internet, sometimes they could have just one message. Like the whole message doesn't have to be meant for us, for at least part of it to resonate. And maybe these messages will also give a little more clarity into what the number 1175 was about. Okay, so I have a Major Arcana card. So whatever you're going with, whatever you're dealing with, especially with the idea of change, it is not little. Because we have the Death card in reverse. At the bottom here, the artist wrote, "Death of a situation or endings, new beginnings." It really makes sense that the idea of change or some sort of personal transformation is being reinforced before. I wrote the zodiac sign of Scorpio and the element of water. The zodiac sign of Cancer might be significant for somebody too. This also says stable, apply, and form. Just put that right there for now. There's also the number 13 on this card, which I see a couple of messages in this number. The first one is a sign of good luck, good fortune, things getting better. And this could be connected to your ancestors, past loved ones, your sense of stability and security, or it doesn't have to be. There's just extra confirmation there for who it might be for. And even if it's not related to your sense of stability or security, you could still be feeling connected to your ancestors with this change for some reason. The Death card itself is about a major transition, which you may have picked up on based on what the artist wrote on this card. My goodness, I feel like I can't drink enough water. Alright, maybe that helped. Anyways, a major transition here. And like I said before, this is not something little. So let's go ahead and draw out one of these cards from this box over here. Wow. Okay, so this card has two sides. I'll show you the side that has, it's the easiest to remember. But it says hypocrisy. Do you feel like there's somebody in your life, or many people, who are being hypocritical? Do you feel like you're being hypocritical in some way? Only take that if it resonates. The other side says you know who you are better than anyone else. Validation should only come from yourself. And I saw another sign about trusting that everything happens for a reason, with the number 432 on the timer. Yeah, maybe the saying, know thyself, could be significant for somebody who may be Christian, or you don't even have to be Christian, but there's really something here about knowing yourself and having trust and faith in yourself, like I was talking about before, it feels like maybe there's someone who thinks they know who you are, or it could be more than one person, but they really don't. But before you come to that conclusion, do you know who you are? I want to say that being yourself doesn't automatically know that you know who you are, like just being you. Because you can be you without actually being you. You know? It's pretty deep. Kind of complicated to talk about, it feels like. But whoever or whatever is making you doubt yourself or trying to make you doubt yourself, don't pay attention to them. And maybe this could be something that you have experienced repeatedly or has some sort of pattern, because the death part can be the death of cycles. And I just felt the death of wishes, which does sound dark, not the best message to hear, but it's basically just another way of saying, like, the death of hopes or dreams that you might have had about a person or a situation. So there could be a person or a situation that you're dealing with where maybe there's potential, but I don't think it's going to reach that point. You know? Let's go ahead and draw out this index card. Interesting. It says, I'm being dishonest. This could be you. This could be somebody else. But it does feel connected to hypocrisy. And the idea of someone lying to themselves. Yeah. Maybe somebody here is projecting, honestly, because this reading here is encouraging you to not seek validation because you don't need it. So somebody here could actually be seeking validation and projecting that onto you, and maybe that's why they keep bringing something up or wanting to talk about something, because they're waiting for you to agree with them, and they're not really trying to understand you. And I think it's very interesting that this is connected to some sort of major change or transition. Are people not used to you having more trust and faith in yourself? Are you not used to you just having more trust and faith in general? Overall, this reading has encouraged you to have trust and faith, especially in yourself. Maybe it could even help to have a little more trust and faith in the universe, to know that it is guiding you, it's helping you, and you're not on this spiritual journey alone, not physically and not spiritually. There's also something here for you to learn, and I really, really feel that with having to deal with hypocrisy and dishonesty. Perhaps you have learned how to be more honest with yourself and maybe even those around you. I think it's very possible that holding yourself more accountable will also force those around you to also hold themselves more accountable, to be honest with themselves and others, and to, really be willing to acknowledge when they are the problem. It just seems like honesty in general could be a really significant thing here, which I think is interesting, given that I did mention briefly something about using your voice and expressing yourself. If you're doing that, keep doing that. Of course, if it feels safe to and it feels right to. It's okay to use your voice to embrace your own self-confidence. It's okay to hold your ground. And now I'm thinking of the Seven of Wands and how that's what that card is about. Holding your ground. And it has the number 7 on it. So there is definitely something to learn here. Something to learn for a reason, because I just saw the number 1, 2, 3 on the timer. There is absolutely some sort of major change or transition that you have gone to, that you are going through, that you will go through, that will help you learn and grow, and possibly even become more spiritual, more in tune with your intuition and the signs and messages from the universe. One second. Yeah. Pay attention to whatever this change or transformation or transition is, because it definitely matters, and you may need to look inward to make sense of it, which would make a lot of sense with this message here about validation, needing to only come from yourself and knowing yourself better than anyone else. Whatever you're doing, it feels like you are doing the honest thing, and if it's not hurting you, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't keep going, especially because I saw another sign about just everything happens for a reason with the number 2, 3, 4 on the timer. And I just saw, as a last message, a potential warning here. Only take this if it resonates. That someone or something could be trying to manipulate you or coerce you or take advantage of some sort of vulnerability you might have. So again, use your voice if you feel safe to, and if you don't feel safe, it's okay to slow down and to think about what this fear means, what it's trying to tell you, and determine if it's really just trying to limit you and you're just afraid of the unknown, or if it's genuinely trying to protect you and you're recognizing a real pattern here.